Hare Krishna Matsi, are you speaking? You're on mute.
Oh, thank
Listen.
you so much, Disha. I missed you so much all this time. Why other? Oh, Krishna, I have been muted.
We're waiting.
I'm sorry. Okay, Bhagavad Gita 7.17. I chanted the prayer, so Abhyana Timirandasya and all. Okay. Jai Srila Guru Maharaj ki, Jai Srila Prabhupada ki, Jai. So, 7.17, already you have taken some notes. Yesterday, you read the purport of 7.17 and 18. And you have taken the notes, in which I found it was all very good. You've done a good job, but except for one small thing, that there was a difference between pure devotion and regular devotion, and there is one more, pure devotee and just a devotee. So this differentiation, you had put the same points. So I just wanted to point you out that in the purport. Otherwise, it is a good job. And you have gone through small purport only, not many paragraphs. For 3-4 paragraphs maximum, but it has very, very valuable thing that Krishna is introducing pure devotional service here. And pure devotional service, basically, he starts by saying it is without expectation. Performing devotional service for the purpose of devotional service, for the purpose of Krishna, not for any other thing. So here there are three things which a person surrenders to Krishna will end up with three things. What are all the three things? Either he'll be distressed and he want to get out of the distress, or he want money, so or he is in monetary trouble, he wants money. Or third, he may want knowledge. So some expectation is there. Either they protect him from some problem. Somebody may have some knowledge and they're not behind knowledge, or they may not be behind money, but they may be under distress. Somebody may not have distress, but they want money. Somebody may not be want money. Somebody is not asking for any relief of distress. He is a carefree person, but still he may want for knowledge. So in this way, there is a yielding from performing of devotional service. So 4 type of people will render devotional service unto me. That is the verse. So 4 type of people who render devotional service. The last one, who is Jnani. Jnani means the Jignashu is different from Jnani. Jignashu is one who is very inquisitive, whereas Jnani is the one who is full of knowledge. So 2 things, a person full of knowledge at the same time performing devotional service is very dear to me. That is what he is telling here. Tesham jnani nitya yukta ekabhaktir vishishyate priyogi jnanino atyartham aham sacha mama priyaha. So ma priyaha, this word is first time Krishna is using. Many times you'll see in 12th canto and all, me priyaha, he'll give a list. But he first time he's telling that for that person, I am very dear, and for me he is very dear. Who is the person? 2 qualifications. One is a person full of knowledge, who is in full knowledge and who always engaged in pure devotional service. Not just devotional service. Pure devotional service is the best. So what is this purity? The purity, I already have explained to you earlier in Ishopanishad. What purity actually means is, you don't mix anything, it's pure. Anything you say, it's pure haldi, it's pure milk, it's pure. So whenever you say something is pure, which actually means it is not mixed with anything, as it is, then it is pure. So here we can see that this as it is thing, that you don't have expectation. We saw that the 4 kind of people. One is expectation of money, one expecting, one is want to come out of distress, one who want to want knowledge. Jignashu. Jignashu means very inquisitive to know many things. He is just yielding knowledge. Somebody may not be in distress. They may want money, so they may approach Krishna or render devotional service. Some people may not be in distress, but they want money. Some people may want maybe in distress. They have money and knowledge. They are not much interested in money and knowledge. Some people will no distress. They are cool people, no distress, no money requirement, but they may approach for knowledge. So for some, when they try to yield something out of devotional service, then it is not considered pure. When there is a yielding other than loving Krishna, just the purpose of performing devotion, any service related to Krishna performing, the purpose of performing should be just to love Krishna, nothing else. And not just sentimental love of Krishna, but it's full of full knowledge. Proper knowledge who is Bhagavan, he is of 6 qualities. The Supreme Personality of Godhead should be clear. That is, having a transcendental body is not impersonal. So many, all knowledge, full knowledge, he must be. So, a clear knowledge about him at the same time engage in pure devotional service. And he is the best. Sometimes I would like to point you out here, even in our society, that people are in the progressive path of Krishna consciousness. We can see that because sometimes we see some youth, they are all very, very, they come because of knowledge. And what they do, they are with so many classes they will attend, all these things. But they won't enter where there is a pujari is performing puja or some service in the temple, some vegetable cutting or cooking or any affectionate, loving, intimate devotional service to the Lord is so sweet. They and the many devotees will be performing, and the so-called educated people they'll become a little proud, and they would like to stick with the books and then discussions and things like that, and they don't do anything practical. And sometimes you see some devotees who are very, very sentimental, especially Matajis and all. They come to the kitchen, they cut the vegetables and they cook. They are ready to do any menial service, very, very sweet and intimate service to Krishna, making garland and all. But when you ask them to attend some classes or sit and listen to Bhagavatam class, they are not much interested. But here, Krishna is telling two things has to be there. This has to combine. The person who is interested in that reading of the books and discussion, all these things should be interested in doing menial service, especially under the direction of senior devotees who have been serving there for a long time. They may be illiterate, but they may be serving very lovingly, affectionately the deities. And they should become submissive and serve under them, not take over. I am educated person. I already read all the books and all. I took Bhakti Shastri. Now I'll be the manager of the pujari. They'll come and sit on top of the head of a senior pujari like this, just because they have some academic qualification or education. Because this pujari has been serving for many, many years, 20 years, 30 years. So submissively serving. So both is required. See here, one is full knowledge, second is engaged in pure devotional service. So even when we speak of any academical education in ISKCON also, it's a combination. The combination of Shastric study along with performing devotional service to Guru, but devotional service to Krishna, of course to Guru, but Guru's duty is to guide one to Krishna. Gauranga, deities, deity worship, everything, Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. Guru should always be speaking about this 9 process of devotional service and engage the disciple in this, like Guru Maharaj. Every day he will put, today I went around Tulsi Parikrama, today I made circumnavigation, today I went to have darshan of the deities, today I made Abhishek. You can see the app, then you will see that he is enthusiastically performing devotional service. At the same time, he is asking everybody to take Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav and Bhakti Vedanta, and he himself is undergoing the exam and taking the certificates and staying as an example. So it's a simultaneous education and reading at the same time, performing service. Sometimes this is really, really misunderstood, and a person who is a Brahmana initiated and worshipping deities, they say that the Brahmana initiation is meant only for worshipping deities. And they say that the Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav is required only for the preachers, not for the person who is doing deity worship. But Guru Maharaj said both are required. For Brahmana initiation, he made it mandatory because many people just want to be pujaris, so they come and take Brahmana initiation. Brahma Jnanati iti Brahmana. Knowledge of the supreme absolute truth should be there. Then he is Brahmin, not the deity worship. That's just for the namesake of deity worship. No, it's a combination of both. It's a combination of both is required. That one should not become very puffed up and say that no, that is a very sentimental people. They are singing and dancing and all. No? Sometimes very educated people, they don't much dance or sing. They come and stand there like that. They maintain their own ego or position or prestige just because they're proud because of the education. But when we serve the Lord with the love and affection, then we have to be humble with the pujaris and everybody. Don't consider them to be low or consider them to be there affectionately serving the Lord. So Guru Maharaj said that a Brahmana, a person who is taking Brahmana initiation should not be just for deity worship alone. At the same time, he is encouraging everybody with the 9 process of devotional service. At the same time, he is telling that we need to undergo the Shastric degrees. So it goes hand in hand, like the train will go in 2 rails, right? The railroad you would have seen, the 2 rails will be going. So in both, the wheels will go on the both, not in one. Same way, there is 2, Pancharatrika Vidhi and Bhagavad Vidhi. Pancharatrika Vidhi is worshipping deity and all, and Bhagavad Vidhi is chanting, reading, Bhagavatam classes, all these things comes under Bhagavad Vidhi. Be following Bhagavata Dharma. Bhagavata Dharma is without rules, regulation and all. But deity worship has rules and regulations. You should stay clean and everything. So one should not become very proud just by education. And then think, how did you come to Krishna consciousness? I came through books. Well, science of self-realization. Okay, fine. So what is the deity service you do? No, we don't do. I just do book distribution and that's all. Or at least in your room do you have, in your house or home do you have deities or photograph? Do you do arati? Have you ever cooked for the deity? Have you ever offered to your deity? The photograph which you have kept in your house, have you ever cooked and offered? So this is very, very important that Krishna is telling here. There are 2 things, knowledge as well as engaging in service. This both has to be there, and especially engaging in pure devotional service. This pure word is explained here. The 3 kind of people also dear to Krishna only. It means it's accepted by Krishna, but they will also in future they'll become magnanimous gradually. But immediately in this 4 people, the person who is approaching Krishna in trance and for directly connecting with Krishna in yoga, he is very dear in transcendental platform. So there is a progressive path of realization. First one will undergo the search, then he will understand the discrimination between him himself and the body, and then he will undergo the process of Brahman realization, Paramatma realization, and then he will understand, oh, Jivera Swarupoi Krishnera Nityadas and Vasudeva Sarvamiti Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. We'll see that Mahatma definition is coming in our next verse, 19th verse also. That is the main definition. So already you have taken the notes from here, where what is pure devotion. So here you can see in this purport, many word pure is used by in the next purport. In this purport, Krishna is using also that person is dear. So the 3 kind of people, among the 4 kind of people who will surrender, 4 kind of people will not surrender, 4 kind of people will surrender. Among the 4 kind of people, the last one, the Jnani, is very, very dear to Krishna because he is approaching Krishna for the sake of Krishna, not for anything else. So they are called transcendentalists, either Brahman or Paramatma or Bhagavan, whatever realization it is, but they have, and in that among them, Yoginam api sarvesham madgatirantaratmanah. So the devotee is the highest in that. Because the pure devotee, especially one who doesn't yield anything out of the Krishna consciousness. So that is this verse already you have seen. The next one, the 7.18, that continues, Krishna continues to say how that among the 4 people, this person is very dear. Udara sarva evaite jnani tav atmavyame matam astita sa hi yuktatma mam evanuttamam gatim. So Eva means only. Mam Eva means only me is the topmost destination for them. Highest. Uttamam means highest or topmost. Anuttamam gatim. Gatim means goal. Gati means goal or destination. Mam. Mam anuttamam gatim. Krishna is telling. Now, Yukta Atma. This word is very, very important. In last chapter, you saw in 5th chapter, is filled with Yukta, 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 Yukta. Yunjita. So, Yukta means the Yukta Vairagya is Krishna consciousness. Yuktatma, engaged in devotional service. So that person is very dear to me. And all are magnanimous. All are magnanimous. Sarve. Udara. Udara sarve. Means all are magnanimous. All these 4 people are magnanimous. But among them, the person, all these devotees are undoubtedly magnanimous souls. So Mahatma, typically who are Mahatma? Among the 4 people, who is the Mahatma? Can any of you answer? Among the 4 people, who is Mahatma? Will surrender to Krishna? A.
The the fourth.
You will take the note.
Who's
You will answer the question. What about others? Hmm?
One who approaches the Lord is Mahatma.
Very good. For any purpose. Like Durva, he approached to have a kingdom. Gajendra, he wanted to come out of distress. But may whatever be the reason, if they approach the Supreme Lord, instead of going anywhere else, they are considered Mahatma. So that anywhere else will also come. In the next verses. Next verse is, the transcendentalist, among the transcendental Jnani, he may realize Brahman, he may realize Paramatma, everything he'll realize. At last he will understand Vasudeva Sarvamiti. So he is called Mahatma Sudurlabha. Such Mahatma is very, very rare. People approach the Lord, but directly approaching the Lord is the topmost. For the Jnani also, the topmost destination is the end is reaching that Vasudeva is everything. And after that, Krishna tells that, but the less intelligent people only will approach anybody else, demigods. The less intelligent people will approach demigods. So here the Mahatma is given. 1 second. So the word definition for the word Mahatma, Prabhupada is giving. So all these devotees are undoubtedly magnanimous only, but there's a but there. He who is situated in knowledge of me, I consider to be just like my own self. This considering it as his own self doesn't mean that he's same as God or something like that. For example, there is a very nice pastime like why does Krishna one time Narada Muni is seeing that all the Gopas and everybody, they are playing with Krishna. And when the Gopas are playing with Krishna, sometimes they are kicking Krishna, then like this. And sometimes they chastise Krishna. And sometimes when they are playing, they put the hand and leg on Krishna like this. So then Narada Muni was surprised how his Supreme Personality got it. And when Krishna wants to, sometimes Krishna will steal butter. So he will climb on the shoulder of his friends and go and take the butter. Sometimes if somebody else will be better to take the butter, they will climb on the shoulder of Krishna. And sometimes they will be playing games. And the game's end result is this. In Krishna book it is said, there will be 2 parties, they will be playing games, and whichever party wins, those who what do you say, defeated, those who are defeated, that party should carry the other party on the shoulder. So one time Pralambasura was coming. That time Krishna and Balarama were the opposite teams. So this Pralamasura came dressed like a Gopa and entered the game and he was playing. And then Krishna's team won. Hmm? Who is that? Who is the best? Krishna's team. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see that. So this Pralambasura, he carried Balrama. Krishna carried another Gopa. Because Pralambasura and Krishna were in one team, Balrama is in the opposite team. Balrama team won, Krishna's team defeated. It's not that, oh, Krishna is God, only he has to win. Not like that. All the rasa will go. Krishna's friendship rasa, Sakya rasa will be destroyed, disturbed if that Maryada is coming. So they will play equal. And Krishna's team got defeated. So Krishna had to carry some other Gopa in the shoulder and run to long distance. So Pralambasura carried Balram. He wanted to kill Balram. So after some, Balram was just traveling very nicely, enjoying the game. So Krishna reminded that Pralambasura is Asura from far away. Pralambasura was becoming, he was carrying and running and becoming big and big like this. So Balram took his fist and just hit on the head of the Pralambasura and he died. Like this. So Krishna at that time, Narada Muni asked, Krishna, your Supreme Personality of Godhead. But while playing, the Gopa's feet and all touching your body and all. Generally, we very respectfully, your Supreme Lord, you have to be treated respectfully. That is the norms and we should do it. That is true. Only why in the Vrindavan Gopas are able to do that? They have attained that position. They already worked devotional service, everything, and then they attain that position. We cannot imitate here. We are in the progressive path. But they are able to do it. So Narada Muni asked, we are Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Srivas Thakur is Narada Muni. So we are followers of Narada Muni. So we cannot imitate Gopas and all. Some people say that Vrajabhav, in the Bhav of Raja, he is doing. This is foolishness. Sahajiyas. There is no separate Vrajabhav. You want to see the Vrajabhav, you see Radharani in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came in the mood of Radharani. When he was wearing saffron cloth, he was chanting Hare Krishna, the chanting bag and bead. And we do the same. So we are the real followers of Radharani. Nobody else, like they go in the Vraja and roam around and all this drama, they do imitate Gopas and Gopis and cows and all this nonsense. No. That is not what Lord Chaitanya showed us in the mood of Radharani. Krishna can be the best example, best teacher. He's the best in everything. Even in teaching devotional service, he took the best teachers, Srimati Radharani. So, Narada Muni, when he asked how the Gopas are putting feet on you, then Krishna told a very nice answer, very wonderful verse, in which Krishna says that, for example, you're sitting down, okay, you're sitting down for prasadam or whatever, Bhagavatam class. At that time, your feet is touching your body, right? Your feet will be touching your thigh or something like that. At that time, do you consider it to be offense? Because feet is touching your body, no? When somebody's feet touches on you, they will touch and put on the head and ask sorry or excuse me, forgive me, like that they tell. But when your own feet is touching your own body, is it an offense? So Krishna told this to Narada that there's no difference between them and me. The same verse, how beautiful is Bhagavad Gita. See here. Being engaged in my transcendental service. So before that, you see, but you is situated in knowledge. I consider to be just like my own self. That doesn't mean that he is merging with Krishna or equal to Krishna. No and all. Krishna is Ishvara, we are Jiva. But at the same time, Krishna considers them to be part of him. So like a child in the lap of the mother, the child will take the feet and just kick on the face of the mother. But the mother will laugh. So when they are pure devotees, they are very, very dear to Krishna and they are playing equal to Krishna. So here, that is the meaning. And here, if you see, it is not that that devotees who are less complete in knowledge are not dear to the Lord. The Lord says that all are magnanimous because anyone who come to the Lord for any purpose is any purpose. They have to approach Krishna. Who's a fool? Duratma, not Duratma. Muda. Who's the fool? The fool is the one who approaches demigods. That is the next verse. We'll look at your document at the end. Right now, we'll just go ahead. Okay. So they want. So the devotees who want some benefit out of devotional service are just accepted by the Lord only. This you have already put in the notes. Because there is an exchange for the affection. There is a business transaction. There is a business transaction going on. So that Krishna is not very appreciative of that. But if somebody approach him for the sake of approaching him, then they are really dear to Krishna. Krishna loves them because you don't have anything other than you want to. Why you are offering Tulsi? I love Krishna. Why you are chanting? Because I like Krishna. Only for that purpose, not yielding anything out of anything. You're just doing it for the sake of doing it because you really love Krishna. So, out of affection, they ask the Lord for some material benefit. Even the one who asks Krishna for some material benefit is also doing it out of affection because they don't have any other place to go. It's not wrong. They will gradually come. How they will come? Only by association with pure devotees, they can come. Because as far as Krishna's agenda is concerned, he told, if you look at the sloka, in verse sloka, very clearly Krishna declared that this person is more dear to me. Like that very clearly. And he also telling others are Mahatmas only, but still this person is better. I consider them to be my own self. Like that much he is telling. So similarly, the Supreme Lord is fond and such a devotee cannot live without the Lord. So yesterday itself we have read it. I don't want to spend much time on that. There is very intimate relation between me and the pure devotees. So Guru Maharaj and all are falling into this category. There is very intimate relationship between me and Krishna himself is declaring because Guru Maharaj and all doesn't even have a family or property. He doesn't ask anything from Krishna. He just renders service and service from when he was 19-year-old, 17-year-old, he came to Krishna consciousness. 19-year-old, he took initiation, I think, or he came to India. Continuous service without any expectation. So they are very dear to Krishna. The intimate relationship between me and the pure devotees. Pure devotees in full knowledge are never out of spiritual touch and therefore they are very dear. They are constantly in spirituality. And this is next verse. Please repeat after me. 7.19. Bahunam janmanamante
Bahunam
Bahunam
Janmanam
Janmanamante
Jnanavan mam prapatyate
Jnanavan
Jnanavan
Mam
Mam
Prapadyate
Prapadyate
Vasudeva sarvamiti
Vasudeva
Vasudeva
Sarvamiti
Mahatma sudurlabha.
Mahatma
Mahatma
Sudurlabha.
Sudurlabha.
Translation: after many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrender unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare. See, after many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrender unto me. So now you may ask a question. The fourth person is very dear, but he has not surrendered yet. He has not attained Krishna yet. So I just wanted to point you out something, why this verse is there, that the last person also, he will come to know Krishna after many births only, knowing me to be the cause of all causes, and that is. So Vasudeva Sarvamiti. Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. The person, very rare, such persons are very rare. Which kind of Mahatma who will find out Vasudeva Sarvamiti? Jnanavan tan prapadyate. The jnani will search after Krishna and search after Krishna and search after Krishna. And after many, many, many births, he will come to know, oh, Vasudeva is everything like that. But if somebody want the same jnani who is without expectation trying to serve Krishna, very quickly want to know Krishna directly from pure devotee. Pure devotee is the most easiest process. Okay, so progressive path. In this purport, in the previous purport, 17th, next verse. Somewhere else. Okay, we'll see. I don't know. We'll search later. But anyhow, you have done a good job. I'll put a voice message about the document so that we need not waste time. You have done 95%, 96% correct. Only one sentence you have missed, nothing else. That I will tell you. That only one small sentence you have missed, but that's an important point, so I'll put it there. Okay, let us come here. This is also maybe a memory verse for you. Bahunam janmanamante jnanavantan prapatyate vasudeva sarvamiti sa mahatmasu durlabha. Such a person is very, very rare. After many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrender unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare, Mahatmas, who surrender to Krishna. Okay? Okay, somebody read the purport.
The living entity, while executing devotional service or transcendental rituals after many, many births, may actually become situated in transcendental pure knowledge that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the ultimate goal of spiritual realization. In the beginning of spiritual realization, while one is trying to give up one's attachment to materialism, there is some leaning towards impersonalism. But when one is further advanced, he can understand that there are activities in the spiritual life and that these activities constitute devotional service. Realizing this, he becomes attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and surrenders to Him. At such a time, one can understand that Lord Sri Krishna's mercy is everything, and He is the cause of all causes, and that this material manifestation is not independent from him. He realizes the material world to be a perverted reflection of spiritual variegatedness and realizes that in everything there is a relationship with the Supreme Lord Krishna. Thus he thinks of everything in relation to Vasudeva or Sri Krishna. Such a universal vision of Vasudeva precipitates one's full surrender to the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna as the highest goal. Such surrendered great souls are very rare. This verse is very nicely explained in the third chapter, verse 14 and 15 of the Svetashvara Upanishad. Sahasrashirsa Purusha Sahasraksha Sasaharsapat Sabhumim Visvato Vritva Tyatistadasangulam Purusha evedam sarvam yadbhutam yaccha bhavyam Uttamam Ratvasye Sano Yad Anenta Tiro Ati. Lord Vishnu has thousands of heads, thousands of eyes, and thousands of feet. Entirely encompassing the whole universe, he still extends beyond it by 10 fingers' breadth. He is in fact this entire universe. He is all that was and all that will be. He is the Lord of immortality totality and of all that is nourished by food. In the Chandogya Upanishad 5.1.15, it is said, Na vai vacho na chakshumsi na srotrani na manamyamsti akashate prana iti eva chakshate prana hi evitani sarvani bhavanti. In the body of a living being, neither the power to speak nor the power to see nor the power to hear, nor the power to think is the prime factor. It is life which is the center of all activities. Similarly, Lord Vasudeva, or the personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna, is the prime entity in everything. In this body, there are powers of speaking, of seeing, of hearing, of mental activities, etc. But these are not important if not related to the Supreme Lord. And because Vasudeva is all pervading and everything is Vasudeva, the devotee surrenders in full knowledge. Bhagavad Gita 7.17 and 11.40.
That's it. Thank you. So, Bahunam means after many, but Bahunam Janma, many. Janmana means, Bahunam Janmana means many births after. Ante means the end. The end of so many, like Prabhupada is mentioning here. After many repeated births and deaths, after Jnanavan, that particular Jnani, one who is in full knowledge, Mam Prabhatyate, he surrenders unto Krishna, saying that, oh, Vasudeva Sirvamiti, oh, everything is Vasudeva only, like that. So here, one who realizes that everything is Vasudeva, that Mahatma is very rare. Even though all the four people are Mahatma, but this kind of Mahatma is very rare. So the person, Jnanavan tam prabhatyate. So the Jnani, the person who's knowledgeable, he understands this after many births. So the living entity, while executing devotional service of or transcendental rituals after many births, becomes situated in transcendental pure knowledge that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the ultimate goal of Supreme Personality of God is the ultimate goal of spiritual realization. Because there are many types of spiritual realizations. Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, we saw a complete ladder of devotional, transcendental activity or spiritual activity. Pivot at the topmost of that is devotional service. Otherwise, even the jnanis, even the yogis, they are all in the transcendental realization path. Are they coming to transcendental realization path out of distress? No. Are they coming for money? No. Are they coming for knowledge? No. They are really in search of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Either they process him in meditation, which is a part of Smaranam. They perform some kind of devotional service, then they will be progress. There will be progress in this. So they'll progress in the ladder and they'll come to realization of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So after, but when one is further, he gradually advances, but when while one is trying, in the beginning of spiritual realization, one is trying to give up one's attachment to materialism. See, if you take Jnani, Yogi, any yoga system, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Siddhi Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, in everything, giving up materialism, one's attachment to material is mandatory. But the difference between other yoga system and Bhakti Yoga system is, we offer that, still we handle matter. Everybody runs away from matter. Ashtanga Siddhi Yogi, Dhyana Yogi, Jnana Yogi, everybody runs away from matter. They means especially family entanglement and others, responsibility. But a devotee will be in responsibility and he will be handling everything for the service of Krishna only and not for himself. In that way, anyway, he is detached from material. So, detachment from material is mandatory, but that doesn't mean you hate matter. You use it in the service of Krishna. See, there are two options. People think that either I have to enjoy it or I have to reject. There is one thing called using for Krishna. Why not choose that? Because they don't have knowledge about Krishna, they don't have information about Krishna. So they know that leaving materialism is spiritualism. They don't know the technique of using materialism in the sake of Krishna is spiritualism. So there are some are leaning towards impersonal. So trying to give up materialism, there is some leaning towards impersonalism. If you go to Kumbh Mela, you can see that people who are really hating materialism, they are not interested in material. They have only one cow pin, one dhoti, they live like that, saffron, and they go in forest and they eat only once in a week or like that. They do yoga processes very sincerely. They are not, means they are, but the problem is, when one is like they are leaning towards impersonalism, that is the issue, because their detachment from material is the main purpose of their spirituality. There is no real attainment as of now. There is no touch with the Supreme Lord for them. But a devotee from the very beginning, even a beginner devotee, he will be performing some devotional service. Devotional service is rendered towards Krishna, so there is always a presence of Krishna there. So when there's a touch with Krishna, immediately he is living in a spiritual platform at that particular point of time itself. So then this first he gives up material attachment. Then that will lead into a kind of impersonalist attitude. And when one is further advanced, we can understand that there are activities in spiritual life. So I used to always tell like a graph. It is like a graph. You all would have drawn graph in your school. There is a x-axis and a y-axis. So I'm just talking right now about y-axis positive and negative and the x-axis positive. So the x-axis, mostly y-axis positive and x-axis positive is where you will draw your diagrams. But sometime when you go into engineering and all, you'll start drawing in every quadrant. So there will be 4 quadrants. So I'm talking about the y negative and y positive quadrant. And there is a 0th point on the y-axis. So in the y-axis, the material world can be considered like a negative y-axis. So we are living here. So negating materialism, you will end in 0. I don't want y. I end in 0. So that is impersonalism. But when you further progress, there is a positive y coordinate. So there's a life in spiritual world. The 0th point can be called the minus y-axis can be considered like material world, and the spiritual world is positive y-axis. There's a positive lifestyle there. A positive life. The spirit soul will live its full extent there. Possible to live full extent there. The 0th point is like impersonalism or Brahma Jyoti. So the person, when you just negate, when you don't want the material world, you can maximum go into impersonalism only. But there is a spiritual life. So one further advances, we can understand that there are activities in spiritual life, and then these activities constitute devotional service. That activity is nothing but devotional service. So realizing this, he becomes attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and he'll surrender. At such a time, you will understand Krishna's mercy is everything. He is the cause of Sarva Karana Karanam. All the material manifestations are coming from him only. And everything has a relationship with Krishna. If you see anything non-relationship with Krishna, that is illusion. That already told you. So then he understands that Vasudeva is the reason for everything. Sarva Karana Karanam. Okay. So there is a verse from Svetasvara Upanishad given. It's also this first 2-3 verses, just 2 verses also come in Purusha Suktam. during Abhishek and all, you would have heard them chant this mantra. This is from Vedic scriptures. They indirectly talk about Krishna. Sahasra Sirsha Purusha Sahasraksha Sahasrapad. Like this, you will see that when the Abhishek is going on, some people will be chanting Hare Krishna mantra, some people will be doing Kirtan, some people will be chanting Brahma Samhita. And the pujaris, before starting the puja, they will Om Swasti, Om Swasti, Om Swasti, like that they'll chant. So that time they will chant this mantra. Sahasra Sirsha Purusha Sahasraksha Sahasrapad Sabhumim Vishwato Vrtva Tyatistat Dasangulam, like this. They chant this. This is from Vedic scriptures describing the Lord is there everywhere. He is thousand. Actually, there is a Sahasra Sirsha Purusha. This in Bhagavatam, you will come across this personality. He is Vishnu only. He is sitting in the house of Brahma. And whatever yajnas people offer here for demigods, demigod doesn't take. They offer it further. And Brahma is the main person who will receive all the yajnas. Even though you offer to Ganesha, you offer to someone, it will go to Brahma. Brahma will offer to this Sahasra Sirsha Purusha, Vishnu. It's an expansion of Vishnu. And he is sitting in Brahma's house and he will consume it. So he is the main benefactor of yajna. Then he will provide the yajna prasadam, then the demigods will accept. So that personality is mentioned here. And there is one more example is given, very nice example. If you take your own body, if you take the body has many parts like eye, nose, ears, but actually they don't have any power to see. Your nose has no power to smell. Your ear has no power to hear. And now even the mind doesn't have the power to think. Only because the life is there, which is the center of all activities. The body may have some parts, but unless there is life, they won't see. Like a dead body cannot see, the dead body cannot walk, the dead body cannot speak, because the life is gone. The body seems very valuable because there is life in it. Same way, this universe seems to be moving. The sun is rising and setting, and moon and day and night is coming, and so many activities are happening. All these are because independently they won't act unless otherwise the Krishna is involved. So because Krishna is there, the entire universe is functioning. Okay, we'll go to the next verse. 720. This is also very nice verse. Okay, so what and all we saw in this chapter is first we saw Krishna's different energies and expansions. Purusha expansions, Garbhodara Sai Vishnu, Kshirodara Sai Vishnu, Karanodara Sai Vishnu kind of expansions. Krishna, certain energies and expansions. He also told about internal energy, marginal energy and external energy. First he's telling about external energy, then marginal energy, and he's telling I am Ishvara of both spiritual and material world. Everything is operating under his direction only. And like the beads are strung in a thread. When the thread is broken, then the entire beads will fall apart. The beads all look as if it's a single product, they are all together. The thread is not even visible. But the thread is the one which is holding the entire bead. The same way, Krishna is the one who's holding everything together. Otherwise, they don't function with each other. And Manigana Iva, that he's telling. After that, he's explaining Bhumi Rapo, Nalo, Vayu, Kamanur, Bhutire, Hunkara, then this are separated by energy. Then he's telling about Jivas. There is another spiritual personalities. And that spiritual person is the spirit soul, he's telling. And both spiritual and material, I am the master, he's telling that. Then he's telling the Maya is very, very difficult to overcome. He's telling about how 3 modes of material nature is the prime factor of Maya. And nobody can overcome it. It's very difficult. But by surrendering unto me, one can overcome. And then he's telling 4 kind of people who will not surrender to Krishna. Then he's telling 4 kind of people who will surrender to Krishna. Then now in the past 2 verses yesterday, you saw among the 4 people who will surrender, the one who is knowledge of Krishna at the same time executing devotional service, pure devotional service, is dear to Krishna. This we saw. Then we saw And the jnani, the fourth kind of people, if he is adopting some other process other than devotional service, after many, many births, especially jnani, he will come to know, oh, Vasudeva is everything. So what is everything is all pervading Supreme Personality of Godhead. Like in a body, there may be many parts, but they all are useless unless otherwise the soul is there. Same way for this, whatever you see in this universe and everything, without Krishna, nothing is useful. Only they won't operate, they won't cooperate, nothing will function. Only because of Krishna's will, it is all happening. Okay, so the one who surrenders to Krishna is very dear to me. Krishna already told. But now he is going to tell who will not surrender to Krishna. Instead of approaching Mahatma means one who approaches Krishna, but instead of approaching Krishna, he will approach somebody else. So after many, many years, births, Jnani will come to know that Vasudeva is Sarvamiti and he will surrender. Now, the one who again does not surrender, there is another category of person who is, it's not that they are not surrendering to Krishna, but they are actually going to a wrong place. They're going to demigods and asking for help. So that is mentioned in this verse. Okay, repeat after me, 7.20. कामैस्तैस्तैर्हृदज्ञाना
कामैस्तैस्तैर्हृदये
प्रवर्त्यन्ते अन्यदेवता. What is happening to you? Open your mouth and
Prapadyante
say.
Anyadevata.
प्रपद्यन्ते अन्यदेवताः
Again repeat. कामैस्तैस्तैर्हृतज्ञाना
कामैस्तैस्तैर्हृदयज्ञाना
Kamestairsthirthyajnana.
प्रवर्त्यन्ते अन्यदेवता.
प्रपद्यन्ते
Prapadyante
प्रपद्यन्ते
अन्यदेवताः
अन्यदेवता
Anyadevata.
तं तं नियमम् आस्ताय
तं
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 Tam
तं
नियमम्
नियमम्
आस्ताय
Niyamamastaya.
प्रकृत्या नित्यता स्वया.
प्रकृत्या
प्रकृतया
Prakritya
नित्यता स्वया
स्वया
Translation: those whose intelligence has been stolen by material desires surrender unto demigods and follow the particular rules and regulations of worship according to their own nature. So here, those whose intelligence has been stolen. Already you saw Maya Apakrita Jnana. When the Maya is stealing the intelligence, that already you saw those four miscreants, Dushkriti, who will not surrender to Krishna. Then you saw Sukriti, and then you're seeing among them who's the best, and then you saw the Vasudeva Sarvamiti, and then now we are seeing those who will go to another source when they are in distress, when they want money, whatever reason, they go to, instead of being a Mahatma who's approaching Krishna, they go to somebody else, and they are less intelligent, Muda. So here is telling, Kamaistaistir Hritagnyana Prabhatyante Anyadevata Tam Tam Niyamam Astaya Prakritiya Niyata Paraswaya. Those whose intelligence has been stolen by material desires, not by Maya, but they are having so many messages. What do? They surrender unto the demigods and follow the particular rules and regulation of worship according to their own nature. Read somebody.
those who are freed from material contamination surrendered unto the Supreme Lord and engaged in his devotional service. As long as the material contamination is not completely washed off, they
Can you
are
read a
by
little loudly?
uh, as long as the material contamination is not washed off, they are by nature non-devotees. But even though who have material desires and who resort uh, to the Supreme Lord are not so much attracted by external nature because of approaching the right goal. They soon become free from all material lust. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is recommended that whether one is a pure devotee and is free from all material desires, or is full of material desires, or desires liberation from material contamination, he should in all cases surrender to Vasudeva, uh, Vasudeva, Vasudeva and worship him as stated in the Bhagavatam 2.3.10. Akama sarva kamo va moksha kama uda tihi tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. Less intelligent people who have lost their spiritual sense take shelter of demigods for immediate fulfillment of material desires. Generally, such persons do not go to the supreme personality of Godhead because they are in the lower modes of nature, ignorance, and passion, and therefore worship various demigods. Following the rules and regulations of worship, they are satisfied. The worshippers of demigods are not are motivated by small desires and do not know how to reach the supreme goal. But a devotee of the supreme lord is not misguided, because in Vedic literature there are recommendations for worshipping different gods for different purposes. Example, a deceased man is recommended to worship the sun. Those who are not devotees of the Lord think that for certain purposes demigods are better than the Supreme Lord. But a pure devotee knows that the Supreme Lord Krishna is the master of all. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adilila 5.412, it is said, Ekale एकले ईश्वर कृष्ण आरास sabha pridya. Only the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is master, and all others are servants. Therefore, a pure devotee never goes to demigods for satisfaction of his material needs. He depends on Supreme Lord, and the pure devotee is satisfied with whatever he gives. Hare Krishna.
One second. Thank you very much. Okay. So there is only one Supreme Lord, that is Krishna. Everybody else is servant. But sometimes the less intelligent people will approach demigod. Okay. So what we will do is we will have a discussion on this tomorrow, and also we have relevant verses. We'll see it in combination. Okay. We'll wind up here today. Is there any questions or comments? 5, 4, 3, 2,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Mataji.
0. Yes.
Mataji, so there is one statement Prabhupada said as utility is the principle. Is that correct? Hare Krishna.
In this verse?
No, not in this verse, Mataji. Actually, I was just thinking from what you said today. Utility is the principle. Basically, I just while you were speaking today, the thought dawned. So I just wanted to clarify with you once. So what I'm thinking, utility is the principle. I never understood the statement, but from today's reading, I was just thinking.
Yes, that is Krishna consciousness.
Yeah,
Unless
that
you are
is
a
like fifth
devotee,
chapter,
you
right?
cannot do it. Nobody can do it. And fifth chapter is filled with utility is the principle only.
Yeah, that's it. I just clicked today, and until now, I never understood that statement. I
Yes,
understood the
yes.
others. Books are the
Yes.
basis, preaching is the essence, but this one was like a bit of a like what it means.
Perfect.
But I was very happy I got the meaning today.
Utility is the principle, is the main concept of Krishna consciousness. Devotional service is direct devotion to Krishna. Once you start loving Krishna, you will be able to relate everything to Krishna, and you'll start using everything. You can see everything in relation to Krishna.
Mm. Yeah,
Instead
you
of
said something
detaching
like this.
yourself,
Yes. Yeah, you
unless
said
it is
something like
not
that in the
available.
class, so that I got that point. So
Like for
thanks.
example, certain things like meat eating, gambling, these things anyway cannot be used for Krishna. So only those things you will detach. But if you ordinary items, you can immediately relate it with Krishna and take it and use it for Krishna. Because you love Krishna, you're a devotee. So devotional service and Krishna consciousness go together. So perfectly you said the utility is the principle, is the another word for Yukta
Yukta
Vairagya.
Vairagya. Yeah.
Yes, correct.
Thanks a lot, Maji.
Mm.
Hare Krishna.
Anyone
Hare
else?
Krishna. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Mataji, I had one question related to who is the most dear to Krishna.
Mm.
I didn't understand that question, Mataji, but uh, in the purport, when we say who's most dear to Krishna out of the four,
Mm.
uh, I, 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 I thought when the context of saying who's most dear to Krishna does not apply to all the four, because one is searching of knowledge and remaining is looking for some benefit out of it, right? First
You
three.
have made the notes very nicely. It's all
Yes,
correct only.
Mataji, still it was a question
Now only,
actually.
but there are two places he's mentioning. Let me just go there just a second. Prabhupada very nicely in two different places, in the beginning and in the middle or halfway through. Oh, Krishna, why can't I go over here? Oh, why it's not going? Oh, internet. Internet is there. What is the issue?
It's not moving. It's moving, Mataji.
Mm.
Oh,
I'm
maybe.
working something through. I cannot actually. No, very clearly Krishna is mentioning that the last person, the Jnani, is very dear. In the translation itself, it is there. Oh, oh, Krishna, what is that?
We can put that number, Mataji.
Can you
It's
share the screen? I'll stop sharing.
yes, Mataji.
17th verse.
17. 15 and I'm just 16, 17. Share. Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. So it's a small purport, but very powerful.
This is,
No, before that, from free from all.
it was from 17. Yeah, Mataji.
No, free from all contamination of material desires, the distressed, the inquisitive, the penniless, and the seeker after supreme knowledge. Just a second.
A
But
devotee
out of
full.
them, he who is in the absolute knowledge free from material become very rarely becomes a really pure devotee of the Lord and of the four orders. The devotee who is full knowledge and in the same time engaged in devotions, Lord says is the best. So Lord is declaring him to be the best. The
Yeah.
last one.
Okay. Yeah, that was
Two
that
things.
was
Two
actually
things. The
the
one is to
confusion
be
we
full
had
knowledge at the
yesterday.
same time
Yeah.
engaged in devotional service. Is both knowledge of Krishna at the same time engaged in devotional service also. That is
But
the best.
yeah.
And
Okay,
at the
Mataji.
same time, Nietzsche down, he is also telling. And there are two things. This only I was searching. Yeah, before that, but in the preparatory stage, the same sentence. Go to the beginning of the same sentence. There are two stages. One is the attainment stage, one is preparatory stage. In the preparatory stage, the man who is in full knowledge of the Supreme Lord and is at the same time executing devotional service is very dear to the Lord.
Okay.
He who is situated in pure knowledge of transcendence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is so protected. Okay, this is the advantage of material cannot touch him. So constitutional position, that 4 stages you have written, no? 4
Yeah.
stages of attaining. That
Yes, Mataji.
constitutional position attainment is high perfectional stage. This is preparatory stage. So in this 4 people, the last person is in the preparatory stage, is in the preparation.
Yeah. Okay, Mataji. That was the confusion, Mataji. We wrote it, but then we really didn't
No,
think
correct,
that.
correct.
Yeah.
Maybe I can put you a voice message or something.
Okay, sure, Mataji.
All of you have to save that whatever discussion documents Navaneet is creating very nicely. You people have to save it. Thank you.
Thank you,
Okay,
Mataji.
we'll wind up. Vanchakalpatarabhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva patitanam pavanebhyo
पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।
Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Good
Jai.
night.
जय जय
Jai Gaura Premanande.
हरि हरि
Hari
बोल।